The most prolific child serial killer in modern times in Great Britain is a woman, a young woman, a 33-year-old woman called Lucy Letby. Yesterday she was convicted of the murder of 7 children, 7 babies, and the attempted murder of 6 other babies. This is a demonic woman who I have followed the trial of for 9 months, and I've always felt that she was guilty as charged, and it was proven that she was by a jury of 11 of her peers. I don't know if it was unanimous or if one was against it, but it was a majority verdict at least, and she is most probably going to be serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole. Now, Lucy Letby is a scumbag and she's going to get what she deserves, and my deepest sympathies go out primarily to the souls of the 7 babies, the 13 babies, 7 of which died in agony by the malicious, monstrous actions of a demonic woman. And it's doubly, triply as bad as if a random woman, this was a neonatal nurse, a woman trained, a woman who spent time amongst her nursing colleagues learning how best to save babies' lives, how best to make parents smile, how to turn agony into euphoria when a baby that is in critical condition suddenly stabilizes, smiles for the first time, goes home with their parents, has their first birthday, has their first day at school. If I were a parent of one of these children, I would probably... Oh shit, there's people coming down the graveyard. I'm going to pause it for a second, but I'd probably organize a prison raid. I'd probably hire a private military contractor to do a prison raid where she is being held, break into the prison and have her assassinated. It doesn't sit right with me, and I'm sure it doesn't sit right with many of my viewers, that she is going to come to no physical harm. She is going to live out her days with the memories of what she did, surrounded by other women in her prison, many of whom may have a relationship with her. They may have a physical relationship. She may feel love. But the lives of every single parent that she murdered the babies of is ruined forever. Some things you don't recover from, and you don't recover from your poorly little unwell baby who's in hospital and you believe it's getting the best care in the world in a first world country with British doctors, British surgeons, British pediatricians thinking, my baby's in good care, and then to find out a year or 2 after your baby passed away, to find out that someone murdered your child. It would ruin my life. But for me, what the bigger picture here is, and unfortunately psychopaths will come again. We will have other Lucy Letbys. We will have other Ian Huntleys. We will have other Thomas Hamiltons. We will have other Elliot Rodgers. Unfortunately, these are scum will always be scum. But we need to have mechanisms in place to prevent scum becoming the most prolific child serial killer in British history. Doctors warned the National Health Service about Lucy Letby. Her colleagues warned the bosses about Lucy Letby, because all primates, and especially the Homo sapien, of which we are, very advanced pattern recognition software in the mind, hardware and software. It's about noticing patterns. It's how you stay alive. And probably after the second baby, and remember, she's been convicted of murdering 7 babies, the attempted murder of 6 more. You'd think after the second baby, and people calling her the dark presence on the ward, you'd think she would have been sacked, at least, the police involved. But hospitals, because it's all about targets, it's all about funding, it's all about your report when you get analysed by the government, by the Care Commission. Yep, we are outstanding. We are the hospital rate. We are top 5 in the country, and the bosses know that their bonuses, their promotion, their careers, depends on there not being a secret mass murdering nurse in the baby unit. And so when you pay men and women good money to try and cover up, not on purpose, they don't cover it up on purpose, but if the incentive to your £1 million pension, and one of them did retire, one of the directors at that hospital, Cheshire East Trust, or the Cheshire Hospital where Lucy Letby committed her murders, retired on a £1 million pension. £1 million pension. After tax, every man needs £80,000 a month, £65,000 a month. How can anyone live in this country on less than 65,000? Oh, I know, How does he sleep at night? Do any of the staff in the hospital worry that they're going to get assassinated by the parents or by an assassin hired by the parents? Because this may be the high watermark of bullshit that the public is going to tolerate. And babies are involved. How did Lucy Letby, after the pattern had already been established after the second death, go on to kill another 5 babies and an attempted murder of another 6? Did you know that one of the doctors that worked there, a good doctor I presume, or at least a doctor with morality, he reported Lucy Letby to the bosses. Do you know what they made him do? They made him apologize to Lucy Letby's face as she was murdering babies in the neonatal unit. How can we trust anyone? How can we trust the teachers with our children? How can we trust nurses? This is the era of the rising cultural Bolshevism, the rising sneering hatred of success, of established traditions, of established hierarchies. Now, anyone can rise up any social hierarchy, but it requires a lot of hard work, sacrifice, tears, blood, sweat. But young people nowadays, and remember, Lucy Letby was in her 20s doing this. We all want to be the new Soviet commissar in the Soviet Union landing aircraft carrier 1, whatever Great Britain is. We all want to have access to power and control and importance. I no longer want to be a National Health Service. I want to be a National Health Authority. And the mass murder of babies took place. And as I was saying, how can we trust anyone? Teachers, police, firemen, anyone that has access to children. How can you trust them? How can you trust anyone? Now, I want to end this and ask my viewers to imagine all up and down the United Kingdom, all up and down Canada, America, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, to just have the English-speaking countries. Imagine how many babies have died in the last year from bad staff, either malicious or uncaringly negligent, and hospitals are covering it up because you got to get that bonus, got to get that pension, got to get that good grading from the government. They're all corrupt. They all deserve very bad things to happen to them. Everyone involved in the cover-up. And the looking the other way, oh, it's okay, no, it's just a coincidence that these babies died, that these 6 other babies were attempted. And just imagine the agony of those babies going into cardiac arrest, struggling for breath, having massive amounts of chemicals injected into them, having air put into their blood vessels, an air embolism in their tiny little heart when they're already struggling for life. I just want to fucking smash my camera. I just want to smash it against one of these gravestones and just go and fuck people up, but let's end it on a positive. Good people are real. Love is real. There's good people everywhere. There's good people struggling to be good. There's good people getting beaten down left, right, and center, and their only crime is to be good and to stand up for what's right. So for Lucy Letby, first of all, I hope we'd all look the other way if someone breaks in and assassinates her. Like, well, maybe you shouldn't have been fucking murdering babies, you. And for everyone involved in the cover-up, may they all get exposed now. May they all get exposed. This is Charlie Veach from Wilmslow Parish Church in the graveyard, surrounded as well by infant mortality, but